All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Race 1 from Brands Hatch, Harry Volsmere and Wessel Stevens. We'll have the front row, Mike Dolling and Adam Barker on the second row, Justin Schumont and Rudolph Gunther on the third row, Mike Marshall, Yannick Gunther of the fourth row, Chris Janor and Roman Berg round out the top 10, Waleed Feza rounding out the field this morning. Everybody making some last-minute setup adjustments. Getting the cars dialed up and ready to go. And if you'll notice, the top 4 this morning are all McLaren. Those McLarens looking awfully fast out here this morning. 4 McLarens, 1 Acura, 1 Corvette, 2 Porsches, 1 Ford, and 2 BMWs. It's definitely going to be an epic morning. I think one of the reasons we're seeing so many McLarens this morning, it is a little bit skinnier car. It is a little bit smaller than the likes of the Corvette and some of the others. And here we go, drivers rolling off. They did get a partial warm-up lap here. Harry Volsmere leading him around with Harry starting up front. These drivers are going to have their work cut out for them to try and get around that black McLaren today. He was fast in practice, obviously fast in qualifying. Also, with the new tire model this season, seeing a lot more of these drivers. Wessel getting pulled back up into position just as the pace car hits pit road, and Harry is fired there, down and away. The green flag flies at Brands Hatch. Oh, that got a little bumpy on the start. Definitely giving Harry an advantage as they go toward Druids. A lot of drivers had problems in practice with track limits. They're going to be pushing them every lap today. So far, everybody keeps them on track, but for how much longer, you have to wonder. And Mike Marshall may have just answered the Corvette is off track early. We'll take a look at the early incidents here in just a moment. Wessel Stevens still within striking distance of the leader. Adam Barker back behind. At a bit of an off track, still holds on. As looks like Mike Dolling is going wide as well. A lot of off tracks in the first lap here. We talked about, again, all the drivers saying in these GT3 cars, this track does not feel wide enough. Feels like a go-kart track as Harry leads lap 1. No big surprise seeing Harry out front in the early going, already opening up a 2-second lead. Let's take a quick look at some of those lap 1 incidents. Starting off with Mike Marshall, just loses the back end, slides it wide. He does recover quickly. Then Mike Dolling, the Minister of Defense, back behind in the McLaren, pushes it just a little too wide through the grass, keeps it going the right way. Waleed Feza, one of the new drivers this season in the BMW, same spot, just a hair wide, and the car behind also going a bit wide. And then 8-time champ Anna Barker coming back through Druids on the power, just goes for a 180 into the grass. Harry continues to lead here this morning. His lead now 1.9 seconds as Justin Schumont has jumped up 3 spots into second place. Schumont in the Acura on the attack. Mike Galling now up to third, and the fastest lap was just set by the Corvette of Mike Marshall. 124.74, fastest lap so far. I have a feeling those lap times are going to come down. Now that they've got a couple laps in and got some heat in the tires, and we'll be talking about the tires a lot this season. A lot of the drivers talking about them because they said this is the best, most accurate tire they have had in iRacing so far, especially when it relates to how the heat cycles work. Oh! One of the Gunthers is around. Both Gunthers are caught up. Let's see what happened to Team Gunther. Here's Yannick back behind. Oh! Ouch! See if we can take another angle at this. Looking down from the blimp, we'll see if we can see Rudolph Gunther. Oh, Rudolph gets a little too much of the curbing. Might have gone back a hair too far on that one. All right, let's see. Rudolph, you see, just ends up a little loose, cuts through the grass. It sends him around. Yannick has nowhere to go. DJ, this is the GT3 NSS League. Justin Schumont has taken the lead. Harry has had some problems back behind. And there is a big battle on for second place between Wessel and Mike Dolling. Let's see what happened to our early... Oh, Wessel is off track. See what happened to Harry a moment ago to cost him the lead. Harry had already opened up a 2-second lead. Oh, just a little squirrely out of the turn, smacks the tire wall, but drops back into fourth. Keep an eye on Harry. He'll charge back. And then that battle between Mike Dolling and Wessel Stevens. Wessel just overshoots the corner exit in a big way, does get it gathered up. Meanwhile, the rookie Justin Schumont out front. Galling still holds on to second. Wessel Stevens in third. Harry Volsmir in fourth. Harry does have a little front end damage, but we've seen Harry, once he gets fired up, he will charge forward. Adam Barker back in 5th. Waleed Feza, another one of the new rookies this season, now up 5 spots into 6th. Roman Burke currently in 7th. Mike Marshall in 8th. Christian Orr in 9th. Yannick Gunther in 10th. Yannick started the season strong, sweeping at Daytona last week, but a rough start here at Brands Hatch. And Rudolph Gunther back on track in 11th. Justin Schumont's lead now 2.1 seconds. Wessel has taken 2nd away from the Minister of Defense. Mike Dolling sitting in 3rd. Harry in 4th. Adam Barker, though, he is on the march. Just set the fastest lap. And closing in on the top leaders. Waleed Feza currently in 6th, as we mentioned, one of the new drivers this season. Today is his first outing with GT3 NSS and having a great start to his season. It looked like this morning would be McLaren dominated, but man, Justin busts out that Acura and he is on fire. Wessel Stevens now has the fastest lap. They are turning laps so fast here. We're seeing a faster lap almost every single lap, and that really is a testament to the new tire models out here. Whoa, the leader goes a bit wide, and Wessel may have a run here. iRacing does spend a ton of time making sure this is as accurate to life as possible. This morning is definitely showing how good and how accurate these cars and these tires really are. It will be interesting going into race 2 is talking to the drivers about the new tire model this morning. A lot of them were saying in the past, they've been able to take 2 tires and change it out, but due to the heat cycles on the tires, if they change only 2 tires, like just changing the front, it will unbalance the car in a huge way. So when they come to pit road in race 2, it'll either be no tires or all 4 tires, and it will depend on how much fuel they will need. Wessel still sitting right on Justin's back bumper. Mike Dolling not far behind in 3rd. Harry Volsmere in 4th. Here is Adam right on that rear bumper as it looks like the sun is coming out of the clouds. It's been cloudy and overcast so far all morning long. As Adam starts to peak and they get together, Harry goes wide. And we've got a battle on for the lead. Let's take a look at this incident between Harry and Adam. Harry is going to pit road. Adam right there. Harry goes wide. Adam tries to cut to the inside, just taps him, and it backs Harry into the wall. Take a look down from the blimp. And the trees are in the way, but let's see, there it is. Harry just backs it in, and ouch. Harry has towed it to pit road. Justin still holds on to the lead. And whoa, just as we said it, Wessel makes the dive, takes the spot. One thing about Brands Hatch, this track just 2.3 miles long, only 9 turns. And with these big cars, it means non-stop action. Wessel Stevens to the lead for the first time with just under 6 minutes left to go in race 1. Now, it is worth mentioning right now, going into race 2, the top 7 will invert right now. That'll put Roman Berg on the pole for race 2. Harry Volsmir is still sitting on pit road. Expect him back in race 2 and expect him to be fired up. We've seen it in the past a lot with Harry. If he has problems in race 1 or gets caught behind or sent backwards, we have seen him charge through the field to pull off a win in the past. I would expect nothing different today. Adam Barker lurking back and forth right on Mike Dolling's bumper, and they are right behind the Acura of Justin Schumalt, while Wessel Stevens starting to put some space between him and Justin. Now just 1.2 seconds. Rudolph Gunther has gone. Oh, Rudolph out through turn 1, way wide. He was just showing how that Porsche can drift as the leaders go by. Let's take a quick look at that pass for the lead. Here's that pass we saw earlier for the lead. Wessel just gets the better drive. Out of the turn, shoots down to the inside. Justin tried to cross back over, but couldn't get it done. And then just a moment ago, Rudolph Gunther into turn 1 just barely clips the grass, but it was enough to unsettle the Porsche and send it drifting off into the gravel. It has been non-stop action and excitement so far this morning. Race 2 with the invert, things are going to get even wilder. Harry is still sitting on pit road, so he may come back out just for the points. Mike Marshall had a problem at turn 1 a moment ago. That Corvette is going backwards. There's Mike headed off into turn 1. The Waleed in the BMW drives underneath. just barely a little bit of contact. Taking a look from the blimp. Watch this turn in by that BMW. He just drives it down in a little bit of contact, and Waleed takes the spot. DJ, you're not wrong. Those Porsches do tend to be a little tail happy. That rear-mounted engine definitely does change the handling on the Porsche quite a bit. I have to think, speaking of the car setups, I have to think the McLaren's dual turbo setup here definitely is giving it a bit of an advantage. Oh! Wessel is off into the tire wall! What just happened? Justin Schumont reclaims the lead. Taking a look at Wessel, and it looks like he just... Did he overshoot his braking point? Goes wide, bounces off the tire. Minimal damage, but lost a lot of ground. Well, we said it'd be non-stop action this morning. They are not disappointing. Justin Schumont reclaims the lead. And the white flag flies one more time around. Wessel Stevens has taken it to pit road. That is really unexpected, him not to limp it back, but Justin Schumont's now has the lead. Mike Doling in second. Adam Barker holds on in third. Schumont just needs to make it back around. Oh, Ryan, is it Shoemate? I may have been mispronouncing Justin's name. We'll say hard A. I believe it's Justin Shoemate then. We'll make... Oh, got it. Justin Shoemate. My apologies. A lot of new drivers this season. Still learning some new names. But we're definitely learning Justin's this morning. He's through the final turn. And Justin Shoemate wins race 1 at Brands Hatch. His first NSS win in only his second week. And they're going to help him celebrate in style. Adam Barker comes home in second. Mike Doling finishes in third. All right, let's talk to our top three, starting with the Minister of Defense, Mike Doling. Well, Mike, congratulations. You come home on the podium again, and that was an exciting race.
That was, I can't believe I lost second place right at the end with Adam. Just, oh my God. Adam was literally saying, good race, Mike, good race. And then I came a little too wide on the last turn and touched the grass, had to throttle off, and then he beats me into second place. But never mind, that was brilliant racing. I enjoyed that.
It definitely was. We were talking during pre-race about this track being like a go-kart track, and you guys definitely put on a go-kart race this morning.
Oh yeah, side by side fun. Hopefully you caught Wessel and I battling. That was fun.
We got a lot of battling. You guys put on one heck of a show, and man, back on the podium this early in the season, a great finish, buddy.
Thank you. Cheers, Doug.
Well, the drivers are excited. Let's see if we can get a word with second place, Adam Barker. Adam, a last turn pass to take second. Man, that was a close battle.
Yeah, it was an awesome race. Mike's is incredibly hard to get past. Yeah, he's just an absolute minister of defense there. So getting past him was a massive surprise. I'd given up my hunt then. I tried to switch back in the middle, and then I thought that was it after going around the left-hander. And then he just rolled a little bit wide, put the throttle on, and pushed the car to the line. It was a good second place.
It definitely was, and now you've got 8 championships under your belt, going for your 9th one. This is definitely what you needed here today.
Yeah, definitely starts the ball rolling here. Daytona wasn't particularly very good for me, so had a good race of this first time at Daytona, and then the main race was. Let's not talk about that. But so yeah, I just got to make sure I keep it on track this time. Get a good finish out of both races. Not quite sure what went on with Harry. I need to have a look at that, but. I'm not sure.
It was very, very close racing. I have to call it as a racing incident. You guys were just side by side into that turn.
Yeah, I feel like I deserved some space, and at least from my angle, he came down on me, but maybe not in the replays. We'll have to see.
Well, great job and a great finish. Congrats, buddy.
Yeah, thank you very much.
And finally, our winner for the first time ever, Justin Shoemate. Justin, only your second week with NSS. You've already got a fan club, and you're already in victory lane.
Absolutely, man. The car is feeling good. I didn't have quite the pace, but I just kept it on track, and that was the whole plan the whole time, and it worked out there at the end.
You had to be a little bit worried when you started with 4 McLarens directly ahead of you. It looked like it was going to be McLaren dominated this morning, but man, once you got out front, you actually started pulling away till one little touch of the grass cost you a little bit of time, and Wessel slipping by. Then Wessel's mistake put you back out front.
Absolutely, yeah. The McLarens have me scared. It seems to be the car of choice for this track, but we held our own. Stevens got by me with that one little mistake, and I just kept my own, trying to keep up, and it worked out at the end, man.
Well, man, it was a heck of a show, one heck of a race. Now you got to start in 7th. You got some traffic to come through.
Absolutely, we're ready for it. My goal is just to be in the top 5 and just keep it on the track. Hopefully that works out for me just like that did.
Hope so, man. One heck of a run. Congratulations. Welcome to Victory Lane.
Thank you so much, man. It couldn't feel better. Happy to be here.
Well, you can tell Justin is excited this morning. DJ, you're not wrong. I think the Minister of Defense backed off a little bit too early on that one. But man, what a race. Like we said, we kept making the go-kart track analogy, so they went out and did a go-kart race. What a race. 30 seconds to go. We are on to race 2. The top 7 will invert. I did see the broadcast is a little glitchy this morning. Our apologies. We did work on everything yesterday. I'm not sure what's going on. We'll find out tonight, or we'll find out before tonight. Don't forget to come back at this evening for SMR X Series. But now we are on race 2 from Brands Hatch. All right, with the top 7, invert, Wessel, Stevens, Roman Berg on the front row, Mike Marshall and Waleed Fizza on the second row, Mike Dolling, Adam Barker on the third row, Justin Shoemate and Yannick Gunther on the fourth row, Chris Janor and Rudolph Gunther round out the top 10, Harry back in 11th. And folks, if you missed any part of this morning's race or any GT3 racing, don't worry, you can find them all on our YouTube channel. We'll have this race up shortly after on YouTube. You don't want to miss a single moment of the season. We'll have the highlights out as well. Make sure you're following on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. We have got every race we have ever broadcast on our YouTube channel. You can go check out the history of NSS racing. Plus, we'll put out all the highlights from this morning's racing. Pace car is in. Here we go. Wessel is fired. The green flag flies for race 2. And we've already got 3 wide, back down to 2 wide as they go off into 1. Down into Druids, Mike Marshall. Harry has had a problem back behind. Harry oh, big wreck out of Druids. Holy cow, what a start! Harry Volsmere has gone to pit road. Several drivers involved back behind. Wessel Stevens and Mike Marshall running away. Justin Shoemate now to 3rd. Adam Barker to 4th. Team Gunther sitting in 5th and 6th. Christian Orr in 7th. Waleed back in 8th. Mike Dolling in 9th. Roman Berg in 10th. A big shakeup on lap 1. We'll take a look at the incidents here in just a moment. And a problem for Waleed as well. He went wide. It definitely is lit this morning. Wessel will lead lap 1. Let's see what happened. Harry Volsmere heading off into turn 1. It looks like Harry just pulled over, not sure what happened. Then here's this fight back behind. Mike Dolling comes out of Druids. And it looks like all 3 of them on the power just lost grip. It is a little bit slippery coming out of Druids at times, but yep, just a tandem drift on the power. Both BMWs and a McLaren to the tire wall. Man, what a wild start. This has been non-stop excitement so far. Wessel Stevens has the lead. Mike Marshall in 2nd. Justin Shoemate started back in 7th, avoids the chaos, back up into 3rd. track temperature has come up a little bit since race 1. We were about 68-degree track temp in race 1, now up to 75. The clouds are back over, so it may cool back down a little. Looks like Waleed has had another problem back behind a rough start to his NSS career this morning. Mike Dolling, one of the drivers, caught up in those early incidents, trying to find his way back toward the front. Another one of the rookies this morning, Christian Orr, in the lone Ford in the field, currently up 2 spots into 7th. Rudolph Gunther currently leading Team Gunther up 5 spots into 5th. Yannick in 6th. The man on the move all morning long has been Justin Shoemate. Heck of a run. Let's take a quick look. A couple incidents that happened back behind. There's Waleed Feza in the pink BMW. Waleed just a little bit wide into the grass. He manages to hold on to it and hold on to position for a moment. Then a moment later, he has another issue. Once again, wide and through the sand, but again, that BMW is such a stable platform, he manages to save it. That BMW is definitely known as the most stable and the most planted of the GT3 cars. Not necessarily the fastest, although at some tracks it is. But man, a great car to start GT3 racing in. It's definitely forgiving, and it'll allow you to save the car even easier. Mike Marshall at the last season really started to come alive, and this season has been doing very, very well. Currently holds on to 2nd. He did win the Amateur Division Championship last season. Won't be long, he'll be up here battling for the Pro and Overall Championship. Remember, NSS, they do divide the championships up. Below a certain I rating, you're in the Amateur Division, and up above, you're in the Pro Division. Does allow for a lot of people to come and join in from beginner to advanced. In fact, one of the drivers in the field is very, very new to iRacing as a whole. Wessel Stevens has opened up a 2-second lead over Mike Marshall. Justin Shoemate, Adam Barker right there with him. Rudolph Gunther and Yannick Gunther currently 5th and 6th, just about a second behind that pack. It looks like everybody is being a little bit more patient here in the early laps of race 2. But they're probably going to need to crank it up, or Wessel is going to run away with it. And Christian Norris had a problem back behind. There's Chris coming into turn 1 in the Mustang. We know that car has very little rear grip, and wow. Fortunately keeps it out of the wall and out of trouble. And does get it rolling again, but the drivers will have to be careful coming back around. He put a lot of debris just on the exit of turn 1. Remember, we talked about it a lot last season, the new debris model that iRacing has. So that debris that Chris just put out on the track will impact the drivers as they come through it. It'll stick to the tires. It will cost them a little bit of grip. They are going to have to be mindful of it. Mike Marshall trying to hold off Adam Barker. Justin Shoemate now back into 4th. Adam on the attack. Barker now takes 2nd place. Mike Marshall slips back to 3rd. Justin in 4th. Team Gunther 5th and 6th. Mike Dolling, who was one of the drivers that spun coming out of Druids on lap 1, currently back in 7th, but he is gaining ground on the field ahead. Wessel, meanwhile, as they battle back behind, Wessel is taking advantage. Adam Barker has lost some ground. Looks like he may have had a problem at turn 1. And Wessel is taking advantage of everything happening behind him. He's got a 4.8 second lead. Let's see what happened with Barker a moment ago. There's Adam in the pink McLaren going off into turn 1 and just overdrove corner entry through the sand. Got a little squirrely, gathers it up, but goes from 2nd back to about 5th or 6th. Then a moment later, we saw Justin Shoemate back in 3rd. Just on the power a little bit early through the sand, gets it sideways, lost some momentum, but he does hold on to it. And the only driver in the field right now not seeing any action is Wessel Stevens, but he is laying down the fastest laps, 122.29 last time by, the fastest lap so far. Mike Marshall currently in 2nd in the Corvette. Rudolph Gunther now to 3rd. Justin Shoemate holding on to 4th. Adam Barker in 5th. Yannick Gunther back in 6th. Adam trying to make up the ground he lost. Justin did lose 3rd to Rudolph after going through the grass. Now trying to fight back. That Acura is a good looking car. Loving that paint scheme too. Hey, good morning, Russell. Meanwhile, Wessel out front trying to extend that lead. Now 6.9 seconds. Mike Marshall in 2nd, has a little breathing room, but Rudolph Gunther is closing back in. Adam Barker in 4th. Yannick Gunther currently in 5th. Justin Shoemate has slipped back into 6th. Looks like he had another incident, went off track a little bit. Mike Dolling in 7th, Roman Berg in 8th. Waleed Feza fighting his way back after early problems. Currently in 9th. Chris Janor in 10th, and Harry Volsmere did retire after pulling over early. How you doing this morning, Russell? Roman Berg has had a problem back behind. There's Roman coming out of Druids. And not sure what happened. Roman just pulls over. He did start rolling again. Well, that was peculiar. Roman is still rolling, still holds on to 9th. Chris Janor in 10th, about 10 seconds back, but Chris is starting to close back up. Meanwhile, Wessel continuing to check out his lead now, 8.3 seconds over Mike Marshall, Rudolph Gunther, Adam Barker, Yannick Gunther, and Justin Shoemate. Justin, after losing a little bit of ground, is starting to pull back up to this group. And if you've ever wondered what it's like to take a lap around this track and why it seems like a go-kart track, let's ride along with Yannick Gunther. Down across the start-finish line, up the hill just a little bit into turn 1. You see it is not smooth. There's bumps, sparks flying everywhere. Heading off into Druids. Whoa, they got close. Out of Druid, everybody taking a different line. Then the attack. On the power, down to the left-hander. Trying to carry as much speed as possible through here onto that long straightaway. Down the straightaway, staying right in the slipstream of the car ahead, into the fast right-hander, just a dab of the brake. Then things starting to tighten up a little bit into the right-hander. Don't go too far. Back on the power, another right-hander. Back on the power, then hard on the brakes into the left-hander. And then back down into that final right-hand turn. And back on the power for the front straightaway. And that is a very fast lap around here. 123.55. And now you see why these drivers say it's like in these GT3 cars, it's like being on a go-kart track. You're constantly turning, constantly on the gas brakes. This is a track that does have some physical demand to it. Although nobody notified Wessel Stevens it's supposed to be demanding, his lead is now almost 10 seconds. Mike Marshall doing a heck of a job this morning in the Corvette, currently runs second. He did run in the top 3 for part of race 1 as well. We mentioned it late last season. We expect to see him in victory lane sometime this season. Mike Marshall has really stepped up and his racing has improved. Man, you can really tell from that angle just how bumpy this track is. Rudolph looked like he got a little unsettled coming through 1, saves it. Adam Barker almost got to take advantage of that. Wessel just set the fastest lap again. That clean air really paying off for that McLaren. NSS changed format about 1.5 years ago. They used to actually have a lap limit, which would have come into play this morning. Because if I recall, the lap limit was either 25 or 30 laps. They are already on lap 13 this morning. That's how fast these guys are going around here. Looks like everybody is kind of settling into a rhythm for the moment as we approach the halfway point and approach pit stops. Pit stops are definitely going to be a lot different this season. We talked about it earlier. Whoa, Barker got a little squirrely coming out of there. As I was saying, we talked about it earlier on, the fact that last season we would see a lot of times drivers changing front tires only on their pit stops, but with this new tire model and with the way these new tires heat cycle, that is more accurate to the real world. If they were to change just front side tires, it would dramatically imbalance the way the car feels and would be more problematic. So the drivers have to make a choice, either no tires or 4 tires. Now, if they take no tires and a certain amount of fuel, a little enough fuel, the tires will not have enough time to cool down, but if they have to take more than a certain amount, then the tires will cool down, begin to heat cycle, and at that point they will need to change tires, or if they stay on that original set of tires through the full heat cycle, when they come back up to temperature, they have a dramatic reduction in grip. So all these drivers are having to think through all these different strategy moves here this morning. And would love to hear what you guys at home, knowing that, oh, Mike Marshall went off in the grass, lost some momentum. Would love to hear what you guys at home would do, knowing you're coming to the halfway point. Would you stop and take fuel only, or would you change the tires? I know if I were out front and Wessel Stevens right now with that almost 12-second lead, I'd be changing tires this morning. Of course, then you do have to worry about the fact you've got to get fresh tires that are going to come out. You're going to be on cold tires for a lap or two. Got to get some heat back in those tires. You can't push the car nearly as hard. Mike Marshall in second, Rudolph Gunther in third, Yannick Gunther in fourth, Adam Barker in fifth, Justin Shoemate in sixth. Second through sixth is just 1 1/4 seconds right now. This is a tricky track, as we saw in race 1, a bit tricky to make a move on. Mike Marshall has started to pull away a couple of times, but little mistakes have allowed that group to pull back up onto him. However, on this straightaway, that Corvette will beat the other cars. Now remember that Porsche does have problems with straight line speed. Wessel Stevens' lead continuing to grow, now 14 seconds over Mike Marshall. And Wessel starting to come up on lap traffic. Beginning to wonder if Wessel just put a brick on the gas pedal and steering. He is going for it this morning. Christian Orr moves over, lets the leader by. Right at the halfway point, Wessel almost a 15-second lead. Mike Marshall still has second, Adam Barker now in third. Rudolph Gunther in fourth, Yannick Gunther in fifth, Justin Shoemate in sixth. Shoemate trying to find a way past Team Gunther. Does look like that Acura gets a better run on corner exit than those Porsches are right now. Justin is going to have to capitalize on that to get back into the fight. And it does appear at this moment it's a race for second. Wessel Stevens out front with a 15-second lead, just continuing to pull away. He is just out for a Sunday drive. We've definitely had a lot of excitement here this morning, and while the sun just breaking through, the track temperature has come up a little more, now up to 76 degrees. Air temperature still holding at about 68. There's a problem back behind. Looks like Rudolph Gunther and Justin Shoemate may have had an incident a moment ago. Let's take a look. Justin was trying to fight his way back toward the front. Rudolph goes wide, Justin goes wide. They both go a little bit wide in that final turn, but no harm, no foul. Roman Berg has come to pit road for his stop. Christian Orr just completed his. And it looks like Roman will not take tires. Hey, good morning, John. How are you? Looks like Roman may have had a problem right before he came to pit road. Oh, Roman goes a bit wide. Tries to get it gathered up. Goes a little wide on the next turn. Finally gets her gathered up. But a lot of debris out on the track now. And there you see Wessel coming back through that debris that Roman just laid down, and the leader is on pit road. He has a 17.25 second lead as he hits pit road. Let's see if he takes tires. Remember, it is all or nothing with tires this morning. The car does not go up. It'll be fuel only for the leader. Yannick Gunther is coming in. Justin Shoemate is in. No tires for Yannick. Will Justin take tires? It's looking like no tires for anybody. They are risking it coming back out after a heat cycle. And Mike Marshall has the lead for the moment. Adam Barker, though, right with him. Adam Powers out of the turn. They get alongside. Mike not giving an inch, but Adam able to grip it and rip it around the outside. So Adam Barker will take the spot. With pit stops underway, everything is going to be shaken up here. It looks like so far this morning, fuel only on every stop. However, it does appear those pit stops have been long enough to let the tires cool. Adam is going to stay out. Mike stays out. John, that'd be awesome. You definitely need to, buddy. And just tell me what you want to race. I'll help you find a league, hopefully one that we broadcast. Wessel Stevens now in 4th place after completing his... Oh, Wessel's around! Wessel is around out of Druids. That 17-second lead is going away. The heat cycle on the tires may have just bit him. Holy cow. The most dominant car in the field all morning long. Let's take another look. There's Wessel coming out of Druids on the power, and the car the back end just loses grip, slides it through the grass, does get it back out and rolling, but that 17-second lead he had built up has disappeared. Mike Marshall is on pit road. And Rudolph Gunther has had a problem back behind. Rudolph, oh, just loses it coming out of the 3rd turn. Just goes deep into the grass, does get it quickly recovered, but man, a big setback for Rudolph. Hey, good morning, Vampire. Adam Barker is in, leaving only Mike Doling. And here comes Doling. Adam Barker is the first driver to take tires. Mike Doling does not appear he is going to take tires on this one. Wessel Stevens has gone back to the lead. Thanks for coming by, Vampire. Yeah, the audio things are disabled during race broadcast. Sorry. I got to figure out a way to turn them off. Wessel Stevens' setback does not appear as bad as it was. His 17-second lead is now down to just 11.1. Yannick Gunther now to second. Adam Barker currently in third. Justin Shoemate in fourth. And Mike Doling in fifth. And remember, third place, Adam Barker, the only driver to have taken tires. We have already seen the cost of that heat cycle on the tires with Wessel Stevens right after he came off pit road. However, that dominant performance in the first half of the race pulled him out to a big enough lead. It was a setback, but he still has a big, big lead, 12 seconds. Yannick Gunther currently in second. Adam Barker and Justin Shoemate battle for third. Adam does have the fresher tires, but Justin in that Acura has been fast all morning long. Pulled off the win in race one. Mike Doling back in fifth, about 1.9 seconds behind Shoemate and Barker. Mike Marshall has drifted back to sixth. Rudolph Gunther in seventh. Waleed Fez having a great run, currently in eighth. Roman Berg in ninth. And Chris Janor in 10th. Gotta hand it to the newer members of the league, like Chris Janor, who is getting faster every single lap, as is Waleed Feza, two of the newer members here this morning. They are definitely going to be contenders before this. Oh! Waleed is around. Chris Janor has had a problem as well. Waleed spins right in front of the leader. Here comes Wessel. Let's see what happened with Janor and take another look at Waleed's incident. There's Chris Janor in the lone Ford. Oh, that back end. That Ford, just as we've talked about since that car came on, no rear grip. And then we saw a moment ago, Waleed Feza into that left-hander, just the back end, steps out, might have been just a hair too much brake. Wessel Stevens continues to lead over Yannick Gunther. Adam Barker still has third with Justin Shoemate in fourth on his bumper. Mike Dolling in fifth. Mike Marshall in sixth, about 15 and a half seconds back. Oh, Marshall goes wide into one. And Waleed has had a problem as well. Same place as Waleed had a problem. He cut it a little too much this time and goes around. Wow, and a close call there. Then we saw Mike Marshall as he comes toward turn one. Just missed his braking point, looks like a little bit off into the gravel, but does straighten her out. Now, folks, we've definitely had an exciting morning. If you missed any of it, don't worry. It'll be on our YouTube later this afternoon. And we'll start working on getting the shorts out this afternoon as well. So make sure you follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and especially YouTube. Go watch a lot of great YouTube shorts. A lot of great past races are on our YouTube channel. Nine minutes left to go. Wessel's lead back up to 14 seconds over Yannick. Yannick having a great start to the season. He swept both races at Daytona last week. Currently running in second. He's got 3.5 seconds on Barker. Barker is closing in with those fresher tires. He has managed to put a little bit of space between him and Justin Shoemate. And Shoemate is putting some space between him and Mike Dolling as well. Mike Marshall back in sixth. Rudolph Gunther in seventh. Roman Bergen eighth. Waleed in ninth. Chris Janor in 10th. Janor had gone to pit road. Looked like he had a problem a moment ago as well. There's Chris. We'd already seen him have some problems with the back end. There it is again. Just no rear grip out of that Ford. And it steps out on him. Look at it from a different angle here. We talked about it quite a bit. That Ford just has no rear grip, and there it goes. Just steps out on him. Wessel is starting to grow his lead yet again. Now out to 14.3 seconds over Yannick. Adam in third, 2.4 seconds behind Yannick, with Justin Shoemate 1.5 seconds behind him. And looks like Janora is coming back to pit road. Wessel's lead almost 15 seconds again. That earlier incident, not as big of a setback as we thought it would be. Adam Barker back in third, closing the gap on Yannick at the moment. Now just 1.5 seconds back. Those fresh tires are appearing to start to pay off here late in the race. It does appear the drivers have calmed down a little bit from race one. Probably a plus. Those guys, race one, if you missed it, was wild. Mike Dalling back in fifth, Mike Marshall in sixth, Rudolph Gunther in seventh, Roman Berg in 8th, Waleed Feza in 9th, Christian Orr back out on track in 10th. Gotta hand it to Chris. He is staying in the fight no matter what. As the leader, Wessel Stevens, goes by again. Wessel has definitely had a dominant performance here in race 2. He started on the pole. Checked out early due to incidents behind him on lap 1. He opened up an early lead and then just drove away from the field. His lead getting as big as 17 seconds. Had an incident right after his pit stop, but managed to recover and is pulled back to a 16-second lead at the moment. Adam Barker is caught up to Yannick Gunther right on his bumper. That McLaren will have the advantage on the straightaway, but couldn't get enough momentum there. Can he get it coming toward Druids? Remember, Adam in the McLaren has fresh tires. Yannick in the Porsche does not. As they head back out to the straightaway, this will be where the McLaren has the advantage. But will he be able to capitalize on it now? Yannick gets a great run as they come down. Adam gets closer. They have pulled a 3-second gap on Justin at the moment, but these two start battling. Justin will be back in the fight in the blink of an eye. Adam Peaks can't get there. Yannick can drive defensively for a couple of more laps. He can hold on to it. Wessel's lead now 17.6 seconds. Nose to tail out of Druids. Adam has the speed but just cannot get the position. Adam's going to try it to the outside, doesn't have enough. Wessel continuing to lay down the fastest laps all morning long while they battle back behind. Whoa, that got a wee bit close. And the white flag flies at Brands Hatch one more time around for Wessel Stevens. And one more time around for Yannick and Adam to settle this one. Wessel's lead now almost 19 seconds over Yannick. Adam continuing to look as they come through Druids. Wessel just needs to keep the car pointed the right way from here. Onto the straightaway. Will Adam have the momentum this time? Staying right in the slipstream. He slings wide. Can't get it there. And Wessel sends it through the final turn. A dominant win. Wessel Stevens will win race 2 at Brands Hatch in dominant fashion. Into the final turn. Yannick has second. Will he hold on? Barker has nothing for him out of the final turn. Yannick Gunther brings it home in second. Barker in third. They pile into turn 1. And let's talk to our top 3, starting with Adam Barker. Adam, the tire change definitely helped you catch him, but it wasn't enough to make a move at the end.
Yeah, Yannick was just like a brick wall. There's no way around him there, but definitely had a lot more grip. It's something to know for the next few races. That the tire advantage is definitely big if you can use it, but just no way around here if he knows where to defend. So yeah.
Well, it definitely was a great battle and one heck of a show, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yannick Gunther coming home in second. Yannick, man, that was some great defensive driving the last few laps.
Thank you, Doug. Yeah, I didn't take tires, and I think Adam did. Yeah, my tires were dead, and I tried to just not let him through.
Well, it definitely worked. You held him off where you needed to. Every time he attacked, your car was just in the right place that he couldn't get the momentum around you, and it worked out perfectly.
Yeah, I got lucky at some points. I think we touched 2 or 3 times. Yeah, I just focused on exiting the corner so quick enough so he can't get a run to the next braking zone, and then yeah, held on for dear life, and it worked.
Well, a great job and a great finish, buddy. Congratulations.
Thank you, Doug. Thank you.
And finally, our winner, Wessel Stevens. Wessel, you know it's dominant when you can spin right after your pit stop and still come on with a, 18-second lead?
Like, I like the track, but it's a quite dangerous one sometimes.
Well, that is definitely true, but man, you managed to hold everybody off. And I mean, that was just dominant right from the drop of the green.
Yeah, I agree. It was also quite a bit lonely at the front, but at least I had some good racing with Yannick and Mike, I think, in the previous race. So, but still, a win is a win, so it's good.
Well, very good and a very dominant win, man. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, man.
Wessel Stevens gets the win at Brands Hatch, but folks, don't forget, tonight we are back. SMR X Series is back on track at 9 Eastern. You're not going to want to miss out on that. It has been nonstop great racing, huge fields of cars, and man, we have got a show for you tonight from Atlanta. Thank you guys so much for being here. Look forward to seeing everybody later tonight. We'll see you then. Have a good one, everybody.